Okay, Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. Directed by Destin Daniel Cretton, and it is the first Marvel film to have an Asian director as well as an Asian leading actor and a predominantly all Asian cast. And I think this is a great idea that this is continuing to happen, because it's easy to forget that Marvel have fans all around the world and not just in America and Europe. So it's only right they continue to make feature films about the heroes that come from these other countries. I mean, the ball was set rolling with Black Panther, and I really hope it continues to roll, gather speed. So the film is a little over 2 hours long, and the plot surrounds Shang-Chi's father. I'm not going to tell you his name in it because I can't pronounce it. But his father is the head of the Ten Rings, which is essentially a criminal organisation whose influence stretches worldwide. And it's named after the mystical Ten Rings that his father came in possession of a few centuries ago. And not only do they give him immortality, they also give him godlike powers. So, he rules this organisation with an iron fist. But since the age of 7, Shang was getting trained as an assassin to be part of the Ten Rings. But both he and his sister fled at the age of 14 because they to escape that way of life, and they're currently living out their lives in hiding from their father. But he manages to track them down in search of a specific item that their mother gave them before she died. Now, I'm not going to tell you what the item is. I'm not going to tell you why he wants it, because that will give away too much, and I really hate spoilers. But it stars, and I'm going to do my best to do with the pronunciations, Simu Lee, Awkwafina, Tony Leung, and of course the fantastic Sir Ben Kingsley, who reprises his role as the actor Trevor Slattery. And I thought it was really clever, the subtle way he's been used in this. I mean, he doesn't have a lot of screen time, but he does tend to steal every scene he's in. So I think if he was given more screen time, there was a very real danger there that it would draw the focus of the movie away from Shang-Chi and place it on Trevor. So he's been very cleverly used for just the right amount of time. So hats off to Cretton there. I think the best way to describe the movie is probably The Matrix meets Kung Fu Panda. I mean, both excellent movies in their own right, and it may sound strange, but it really works. So because you get all the kung fu and the feel and the atmosphere of Eastern culture, as well as all the weird ass moves they do in the Matrix, when they're like bending and slowing down time and reality and that sort of thing. I mean, the action sequences are pretty spectacular as well, and even though there is an awful lot going on the screen, unlike some other epic battle scenes you see in movies where you just lose track of what's going on because there's too much happening, Cretton has captured it in such a way that it's really easy to follow and to make out what's going on. I mean, he's done a really, really good job on this. I mean, the cinematography is spot on. There's plenty of slow motion in it, which is just as well, because the speed these guys move is absolutely phenomenal. And some of the fight scenes actually take place in one long take. There's no break in camera angle, which again makes for a really impressive scene. I mean, the choreography is breathtaking at times as well. I mean, Bruce Lee would approve of this. I mean, speaking of Bruce Lee, Disney Plus, there's a documentary about Bruce Lee called Be Water. Watch it, it's great. Anyway, back to the movie. There's just the right amount of comedy in the movie, which is mainly supplied by Awkwafina and of course Sir Ben. There are a couple of well-placed cameos from well-known Marvel characters, which are quite entertaining, and there is a strong emotional core to the movie, and this is really, really well delivered by Leung, who plays Shang-Chi's father and the head of the Ten Rings. And even though he is the villain in this, he's the bad guy, you can't help but to empathise with his motivation, because at the end of the day, he loves his wife, he loves his family, and everything he's doing is for them. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying we're all going to sit here and root for the bad guy on this one, but you do have to be a little bit stone-hearted not to feel a little for him. So to sum up, it's well directed, action packed, has a decent storyline, good characters, got some good character arcs, moves at a decent pace. As I said, really impressive action sequences. There's some decent acting in it. There's little to no strong language or sexual references, and the special effects make for a very colourful and visually spectacular experience for the viewer. But one slight criticism I do have is it does get a little bit Clash of the Titans at the end. But then again, saying that, this is a comic book movie, so really nothing in it can be deemed as far-fetched, so that's probably a harsh criticism. But forgetting that, it's a really fun movie to watch. I'd say it's child-friendly. Fans of both Marvel and or martial arts will find this really enjoyable. So overall, I'm going to give it 4 out of 5 Stay Puffs. But as I always say, this is just my opinion. Please watch it and make up your own. If you do watch it, let me know what you think in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, please put a like on it. And don't forget to watch my other reviews. And yeah, thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.